one and all, welcome back to another RWBY discussion. I am the Max Future Trades. With me, as always, is...
You're only mate, and you're doing that a little faster this time.
Yes, I am. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, we're talking about Volume 7, Episode 12, With Friends Like These. It's a fight. It's a fighting episode. It's an episode about fights and the fights that happen and the people that are in the fights.
Ooh, this be a fighting episode.
It's true. It is. Anything you wanted to say or bring up before we get into the episode proper?
I'm going to get into some symbolic stuff here.
Yeah, that's how he do.
For at least one scene, and then some other characters, but we will get to that when we get to it.
Alright then, so I guess we'll just start the episode then.
In a plane.
It is a plane. And the first of many terrible decisions are about to be made in this plane.
Yeah, so Crow, Clover, and Robin find out...
And Tyrion.
Yeah, and Tyrion's there too. But... well, he doesn't really care what Ironwood's doing, let's be real.
I know, I'm just saying. You can't ignore him. He's kind of important.
So, they hear what Ironwood's doing through Ruby's message when she shouted, Ironwood's declaring martial law and doing all this horrible stuff. And then Clover gets a little notification on his scroll, and it's wanted images of the main group.
Literally everybody.
Saying, detain on sight. Yeah, Ruby, Weiss, Blake, Yang, Crow, Jean, Ren, Nora, Oscar.
Yeah. Not Robin, though.
Yeah, which is weird. So, Clover seeing this is all, hey, I gotta arrest Crow, like, right now.
Now is the best time to do this.
Yeah.
The first in a long line of terrible decisions.
Yeah, I do like how Tyrion's just like, ooh, a free ride and a show.
And second bad decision comes from Robin, shooting a crossbow bolt inside this tiny plane.
Robin, just... why?
Like, there is not enough maneuverability inside this place, man.
Also, I like how Crow is just telling them, like, both of you, cut it out. Like, he knows it's a bad idea.
Well, yeah, no, he's as much of a voice of reason as we're ever gonna get. And in like 3.5 seconds, Tyrion's managed to kill the pilot and steal his hat.
Yeah. Which I have to admit, I've seen people bring stuff about that shot, and merely seeing him, like, in that pose and with the hat is kind of funny.
No, it is, in a twisted sort of way.
Yeah. Like, I've said this before in videos, I'll say it again here. Tyrion is basically Ruby's Joker.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we'll get into
yeah,
so much of that this
yeah,
episode.
Yeah, anyway, so Tyrion crashes the plane. Some are able to jump out. Robin is not. That's unfortunate. Then we'll go to Winter and Penny, and they're talking about symbolic stuff.
Which, yeah, this reminded me of when you were bringing up that they want to be each other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, good call.
I told you, man.
You did.
And basically, Penny's just constantly throwing these things out here. It's like, yo, but what about emotions and feelings and stuff?
And your sister.
And Penny and Winter's all like, but I don't want that stuff.
I don't want to feel things.
Which, I mean, I can sometimes relate to that.
Some things, but let's...
Not important. Moving on. They really just kind of have a long conversation about this. And it's nice that we're getting this kind of development, though.
Yeah, it is.
Especially considering everyone thought Penny was just dead. So the fact that she's getting any character development at all is interesting. Then we cut to probably, I'd say, the best part of the episode is Ruby and the Aesops squaring up.
Aesops.
Yeah.
Yep. And Harriet decides to look down the windows in case they try to jump out. Which, admittedly, that was a thing I saw people speculate on. Why don't they just jump out the window?
Well, they can't. So there you go.
Yeah, they can't now.
Anyway, the Aesops are very stupid. Just throwing that out there. They're not very bright.
Yeah. I mean, 3 of them are ready to fight, like, before it even starts. Marrow's all, wait, hold on. Let's think about this first. But everyone's, like, not having any of it.
Yeah. But interesting strategy on Ruby's part is, I guess, I can only assume her intention is to basically split up the Aesops, and that's why she bolted out the door.
Probably. And oh god, I love this line from her when Harriet's saying, "You really think you can take us? We're the best huntsman in Atlas." And Ruby's all, "Yeah, you were, but then you trained us."
Yeah, it's a pretty good line.
And she just like destroys the door behind them.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Oh man, I've just paused on Harriet's face. She's pissed.
Yeah, she's a very easily angry lady.
Yeah.
Ruby tries to talk to her, but Harriet, well, see, she don't got no brain. She only have all butt. And
I
that
thought she was.
What?
For Harriet, it was all about them hips.
Hips
Well,
are the
that
butt.
isn't-
Hips are the butt.
Good point.
There's like half a centimeter of separation between the two. It's all the same dang thing. Anyway, the point is she keeps her knowledge in the butt, and therefore she's not very bright. Also,
Sure.
we got this really interesting animation style of Yang punching.
Okay, who's doing what? Like, which effect do you want to do?
Neither, because it's too obvious and easy, and we're not going to do that.
Fair enough.
Anyway, she's fighting Elm.
Yep.
Okay, I always get thrown off by that because Elm sounds like a much more masculine name.
Yeah. And then here comes Blake and Vine.
They be swinging.
And Blake showing off the whole Spider Blake thing.
Yeah, she's good at swinging about.
Spider Blake.
Gets
I'm not
caught.
doing-
Gets caught by Vine and thrown into a headlock. And it's
I mean,
funny.
yeah, that's not wrong.
It's what happens. Anyway, but we get.
Question, like, why didn't Elmo Vine try to use this as leverage to get Yang to stand down?
Mm.
Like, yeah, in hindsight, but at the same time, Blake still had a weapon. She could have, like, got out if she really wanted to.
Well, to be fair, that's what they were attempting to do, and Yang was able to circumnavigate that by just pissing Elm off, which is very easy, because it's like, there's no point talking to them. They're basically just mindless robots.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that really seemed to irritate Elm, but that doesn't matter, because at the same time, Yang isn't wrong.
And she just throws Blake into a wall. At that point, I'm like, Yang, please hurt her.
Yee, I know. You have a weird obsession with Blake.
You have the same one.
Yours
with
is weirder!
Anyway, speaking of Weiss,
She's fighting Marrow.
yep. And then she pulls off a team move by herself.
Because Weiss is strong, independent woman who don't need no Yang. Well, it's true. Point is, she creates a good distraction, and including a bunch of icicle shards that Marrow has to dodge in order to give her time to do her summon, which is good because that's what was causing her a lot of problems in the previous one. She kept trying to summon while people were attacking her. Not the smartest move. So she's clearly learned a few things, which is nice.
I do like the dialogue exchange where Marrow's all like, "Oh, you schnees are used to getting what you want, but you've got to let this one go."
Yeah, I see. What I like especially about that line is the fact that he clearly doesn't know anything about Weiss at all.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I feel like Weiss really could not give less of a crap about her name at all.
Yeah, which is why she says, like, this is my home, and I'm going to protect it.
Yeah, not giving it without a fight.
Yeah.
But so, that's basically it. It's like, that's development. I mean, because admittedly, yeah, she used to care about the name, but it's definitely pretty much just garbage to her now.
Yeah, she's gonna make it her own thing.
Yeah. And then we cut to a plane crash, where Lost has begun. When will the smoke monster arrive? We may never know.
What?
What?
Clover and Crow are about to fight.
Yeah, they are. Also, Robin isn't dead.
Yeah, which...
She's also
It's good.
remarkably unscathed, all things considered, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, Aura's a handy thing. Plus... Oh, I just thought. Thanks to Aura, it basically gives the animators an excuse to not add in injuries.
Yeah, that really does help, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I just thought of that, honestly.
I don't really know what to say about Clover and Crow's conversation, really. Not really much to say. It's a fight that really shouldn't have to happen. But Clover just decides, no, you see, you don't understand. I'm a mindless pawn. I have to do what I'm told. That's all I'm really getting out of him.
Yeah. And then as this is going on, Tyrion regains consciousness. And
Or he was always conscious, kind of hard to tell.
And starts to twiddle his thumbs, and
No, he separates.
the sound effect that they use just gives me the heebies of the jeebies.
Well,
And
your GBs are most certainly heavied.
yeah, well, basically he dislocates his thumb so he can get out of the handcuffs, and then like pops it back in.
Mm-hmm.
And he just doesn't seem that bothered by it.
Well, no, he clearly enjoys pain. He's creepy that way.
Yeah. And then he gets up and is all, oh, hey, a fight going on. I'm gonna get all up in that.
Because that's how he be. Now, Crow, doing the sensible thing, attempts to fight Tyrion as he is obviously the bigger threat. Clover, however, is stupid.
And decides, hey, I'm gonna attack Crow.
Exclusively, because for some reason... I was told like half a minute ago that I have to arrest this guy that I consider a friend. Well, that takes precedent over the actual mass murderer.
Yeah, by the way, you brought this up. The Clover never attacks Tyrion, only tries to attack Crow, and Tyrion just gets in the way.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true.
Told you!
Yeah, I was just slowing it down and like pausing a lot.
Like,
and...
I get it.
Yeah.
Is it still incredibly weird that Crow would team with Tyrion to stop Clover? Yes. However,
it hasn't happened yet.
I know, but the point I'm trying to get at is, at the same time, not given a lot of options.
Yeah. Which is, I guess, what Tyrion was counting on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. By suggesting to Crow, hey, he's trying to get in the way of us settling our little score. Why don't we, knock him out and then we can settle it?
Oh, hey, there's that moment where technically Ruby helped Weiss when she stopped the boomerang thingy.
You're also a little bit ahead of me. I gotta wait for the episode to catch up.
Of course you do. I've been pausing like crazy, and you're still behind somehow.
Oh my! Okay, back to Team Ruby.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, there's the part where Ruby helps Weiss.
Yeah, okay, and there we go. And now, you see, we get to the point that makes a future point kind of a little less meaningful to me, but we'll get to it when we get to it. But basically, Marrow is obviously not really trying very hard in this fight at all.
Harriet's telling Marrow to just end the fight now, but he's all, look, I'm trying to arrest her, not kill her!
Yeah.
Like, you're being excessive!
And then, but Harriet's full on psychopath, so...
I don't care. If it's necessary, do it.
Pretty much.
Then Ruby's all, hey, I'm over here now! And she's all, grrr, and runs after her.
And Blake and Yang do their whole little combo-y thing, but first, Blake gets absolutely wombo comboed. It's pretty glorious, honestly.
But, now, here's the thing I was really worried about when watching this.
Yeah, you saw her aura flicker.
Yeah, and I thought for a
and
second, oh god, please don't tell me it broke.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have. Who knows?
It didn't. It just flickered. Point is, I was very, very worried for Blake throughout this episode.
Yeah, for dumb reasons.
Well, get into that. Anyway, so Blake gets freed, and wait, when did? Oh yeah, she lost it earlier. Yang hands Gamble Trout back to Blake.
Yeah.
Then they have the
bombs on a rock
ready thing, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Okay, now, okay, I love Blake's semblance. It's freaking amazing.
But it's also really great for fake outs.
Yeah, and the thing is, with that scene where it looked like her aura just wasn't there, and then I see a bunch of bombs like on her back, I may have had a slight heart attack.
Disgusting. She was gonna be fine.
A small one, but then it turns out it was a whole bunch of bombs, and I breathed a massive sigh of relief.
Yep, and then Vine gets exploded, and then Yang does a pretty awesome combo. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, she does.
It's just wham bam, then slam, and now he's just straight up defeated.
And all those cracks in the ground, like, brutal, man.
Yeah, that had to hurt like hell.
And then Elm's just like, oh.
Well, that's no good. Then Weiss creates a gigantic wall of death and pushes Marrow towards it.
Yeah, it's like...
And for some reason, you have a lot of things to say about this.
Like, was she trying to kill him?
No.
Like...
It wouldn't have.
I don't know.
Aura.
Like, it would have at least hurt quite a lot.
It would have hurt and possibly destroyed the aura, but it wouldn't have killed him because he had his aura, and Weiss knew that.
Still a funny shot, though, when it's just him, like, posing to avoid them.
It is. It is very, very funny. And unfortunately for Marrow, he's fighting literally, like, one of the worst possible options. Like, if you were fighting any other member, this would work better. But apparently his power only works on one thing at a time, so he can't stop Weiss and her summon at the same time.
Yeah, no, because he tries to use it on Weiss to get her to stop doing things.
So then the Gygus fights, and then the Gygus gets stopped, so Weiss fights, and so he just wastes his time, and he gets hit by a bunch of fireballs and is immediately defeated.
Yeah. But we have a few things to say, but the first thing I'm going to do is, well, go back to a thing and say something I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So the Spike Wall thing.
Yeah.
If you watching remember, at one point in Volume 6 discussion, I think it was either the wrap-up or one of the last two.
Mm.
Like, it was after Blake and Yang killed Adam.
Mm-hmm.
But Max said, and I quote, "I want to see Weiss kill somebody."
And I don't remember ever saying that, but I have no reason to think he's lying, so I'm just going to assume that I did.
Yeah, so Weiss throwing Marrow into those spikes. Like, did Weiss just basically say, "Sorry, Marrow, my number one fan demands blood"?
It really wouldn't have meant a whole lot if it ended up being Marrow of all people, because he doesn't deserve that. And again, he still had aura, so...
Yeah, but anyway, we haven't brought this up, but this is a momentous occasion, people.
Sort of.
Because Weiss won a fight!
Technically.
Weiss won a 1v1 fight. Hell yes, it's about freaking time!
Yeah, she managed to defeat the weakest and least aggressive member of the team, who didn't want to actually fight in the first place. And several scenes indicated and explicitly stated he was not giving it his all because he didn't want to be fighting in the first place. Woo.
Progress is still progress.
I guess.
Anyway, so Ruby's still fighting Harriet because she's the only... Oh wait, no, Elm still hasn't been taken out yet.
Yeah, but they're fighting. They're fighting. Ruby manages to tie Harriet up, but she keeps fighting anyway, which is pretty nutso.
Yeah.
Also, I guess this is the first time in history that Elm has ever fought on uneven ground.
Yeah, because she can't root to the ground, as it's all cracked.
And apparently that's her literal soul combat strategy.
Yeah. And right as Yang's going for the punch, what does Elm decide to do? Point-blank missiles!
I mean, it would work.
It would, but I love how Yang quickly changed her strategy and used the semblance to just punch the ground.
Yeah. And then wham bam, thank you ma'am. Boom.
And then... Oh, I love this freaking combo so much.
Not even sure
Boom.
what Blake did.
She jumped off the glass ceiling.
Oh.
And hit Elm.
I like the new effects for Yang's semblance, by the way.
Yeah, they're really good.
I just thought I'd throw that out there. It looks better than it's ever done. Her head's just on fire.
Yeah.
And there you go. Elm is defeated.
Oh, okay. It looks like Blake did like a sword slash, like the cleaver end of Gamble Shroud.
I guess so. It was just kind of hard to tell. The shot does go by really fast.
Yeah, it does, and I love that shot so much.
Yeah.
And
Shut up. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and leading up to it, and this is something I've talked about a few times before. Maybe not in recordings as much, but you know the yin yang symbol?
No, it's only one of the single most iconic iconographical symbols in the history of human civilization. How would anybody know what that is?
Anyway, so a while back I was thinking about, yang and there's yin yang. I wonder. And then I just started looking it up, and I was like, okay, yeah, the Yang part does sound a bit like Yang. And then I was like, wait a minute. Why does Yin sound like Blake? And then I noticed, okay, so Yang's wearing white at the dance, and Blake is wearing black, like the Yin and Yang. I was like, okay, there can't be much beyond that, is there? No, there is. And I found it amazing. Like, hell, one of them is even that Yang is a dragon and Yin is a tiger. Yang's name translates to Dragon of Sunshine, and Blake is a cat faunus.
And there you go.
But also in the shot, Yang's hair is glowing like the sun, and what does Blake bounce off of? The moon. Well, not literally, but
it's
a
not.
glass ceiling that has the moon in the background.
I see.
Yeah.
Either way, those girls are obsessed with teamwork.
Yeah, like, and that's one of the things that I think, okay, it's amazing that they practically embody, like, that symbol, because it's all about, like, opposites, like, coming together and, like, forming something that works fantastically when they're together.
True.
That's pretty much exactly what Blake and Yang are. And when I realized all this symbolism, I was like, I freaking love this!
Well, there you go.
So, God, when they show stuff like that, I just absolutely love it. Like, there's no other way I can really say it.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
I have
Okay,
nothing. I have nothing to add, so I don't know what to say.
All right, I'm done with that.
All right. So shout out to Harriet for being able to fight without arms.
I know, right?
So I mean that's pretty cool. But then she tries to charge at Ruby real fast, and Weiss puts up a ice wall, causing her to slam headfirst into it, which is funny to me.
And
Harriet tries to keep fighting it. She just decides, I'm a nap. Because, as we all know, headbutting a wall of ice, not the greatest plan.
I kind of wish that was a feature in, like, Overwatch. Like, let's say you're playing as Mei, and, like, someone's doing a charge, or Tracer's, like, blinking, but if you put an ice wall up in their path, it damages them.
That would be pretty neat.
That would be great.
Also, shout out to probably one of my favorite scenes, is when they're dragging all of the Aesops into basically a singular pile. And Maria and... I'm sorry, I forget his name again. Pietro show up, and they just like look up at them. And this whole time, Weiss has been dragging Marrow by the ankles, and the second they see them doing that, she's like, drops them. And that's funny to me. It's like
That is really funny.
What I enjoy about that is they're obviously setting up a it's not what it looks like type situation. But Maria is actually at least smart enough to be like, this is the part where they asked us to help them.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I like that. Anyway, very briefly, we cut over to Team Junior over here, and they're wondering, hey, Oscar, where are you at, you big stupid? And then they're like, oh, hey, there's Oscar. None the worse for wear. But then Oscar shows up again, and they're like, two Oscars? What? That don't make no sense. And then Oscar punches Oscar in the face, and it was Neo. And I'm gonna rewind because I like seeing Neo get punched in the face.
I'm gonna do that too.
Because I cannot stress this enough. I don't care about Neo.
I mean, she's fun in cross-tag battle.
Yeah, well, good for her.
Also, I kind of want to bring this up because Oscar manages to punch Neo in the face.
And it was glorious.
Do you think Yang's gonna be mad?
Why?
Because Oscar landed a hit on Neo and she didn't.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What?
What are you gonna do? I also appreciate the fact that while Junior's never actually seen Neo, they know about her.
Well, yeah, and why wouldn't they know about her?
I know, I'm just saying, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, I guess next episode, we're gonna get that fight because we don't see it.
Yeah, so
for the rest of the episode.
Which, I don't know how that's gonna go down, but it sure seems like things are stacked against Neo. Which I'm okay with.
Oh, there's more.
Which I'm, like, totally fine with. So anyway, We cut back to the, I guess, the Aura Pod transfer room thingamabobber, where they're preparing to murder an old lady, because they can. For justice and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, it's not. Anyway, Winter and Penny have another one of their talks about emotion v duty and all that other good stuff. But then everything goes bad.
Yeah, because it turns out someone was following them.
It was the Cinder. Also, I get that it's supposed to be a serious scene, but the shot of Winter running back into the room to avoid the fireball, close the door, only for the door to then explode, is kind of hilarious.
It kind of is.
Anyway, Cinder's there. And once again, she's trying to be all spooky and ominous and stuff, but considering the amount of times I've seen her break down into a complete and total incoherent mess of a human being that has absolutely no control over her life, it's still hard for me to manage to ever take her seriously.
Yep, and now she's talking about how, oh yeah, Penny, what happened to you was, yeah, it was unfortunately temporary, but if you don't stop me, I'm gonna make sure you never come back.
Yeah, well, fun fact, Cinder, no one cares.
Yep, and Penny's all, hey, that gives me personal feelings.
Yeah, I have feelings about this. So we've basically got that's two fights set up for the finale.
Yep.
And now we go back to the Clover, Tyrion, Crow situation. And look, I don't care what anyone says. This is just good choreography.
It really is. It is kind of weird, like Tyrion and Crow having that good teamwork with each other, but at the same time, it's cool.
Make no difference to me. Shout out. Then Clover throwing out the worst thing anyone could ever possibly do. Grabs his damn ponytail. That is not cool.
Owie.
That makes you the biggest chump.
That must hurt like hell.
That gives him the combat acuity of a grade school girl. The hair pull technique. Yep. Also, I think Tyrion. I think Tyrion uses his semblance.
Yeah, I'm still not entirely sure what it is. Can he
Is it like a poison? Is it like a poison touch?
Well, no. If it was a poison touch, then Fiona the Lamb Girl would have been dead.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I think I've seen people bring this up. What if it's like he sort of strengthens his aura in his hands, like claws or something, so he can pretty much just strike harder and have more of a chance of slashing through someone's aura.
I mean, that's kind of boring, but I guess it's also pretty practical.
Well, when you're a psycho serial killer...
I mean, yeah, I guess you take what you get.
Yeah, that's a pretty dangerous semblance for him to have.
Yeah, anyway. Crow slam jams Clover, and he loses his aura. And then they have themselves a little nice old conversation. Definitely nothing to concern themselves. Oh, never mind, Clover's dead.
I was going to give it a bit more build-up, but yeah.
Nah, build-up is for nerds. Clover dead.
Oh, god, I'm not sure where it's just all black and white, except for the blood.
Yeah, that's wicked gross. And now we get to have the conversation of, what is the actual deal with RWBY and how it portrays the death of characters? Because sometimes it's frustratingly ambiguous, and other times we get stuff like this.
Where it's just very graphic.
Like, this is the most graphic death the series has had.
It really is, actually.
Without question. Like, we've had characters straight up die on screen before.
Yeah, like Pyrrha getting disintegrated.
Exactly, but this is just straight up Clover. Like, all of his innards are now outards.
Yeah.
He is leaking like a madman. Anyway, Tyrion's plan was basically just your typical frame job.
Yeah. Because authorities are coming, and whose weapon is Clover's blood on?
Yeah, fun how that works.
Yeah. Like, Tyrion, you're a horrible, horrible person, but I'll give you this. You planned that out like a friggin' genius.
Mm-hmm.
As horrible as that makes me sound, I know.
I know it's absolutely horrible, but I mean, yeah, I mean that's just good strategy.
Yeah.
Although we have further established just how much Crow is going to murder the ever-loving hell out of Tyrion at some point later in the story.
And just how much Tyrion is like the Joker.
Yeah.
Super crazy psycho, and does a whole bunch of stuff for laughs. But he just plans so much. It's like, what?
Yeah.
The only thing he's missing is a gas that makes you laugh until you suffocate and die.
Yeah. So, Clover is dying. He gets a few extra words in. Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
And he just straight up dies. And
Yeah.
Crow doesn't take it very well.
Man. There's a few things I gotta bring up.
Why?
One of them is, unfortunately, something that's not gonna make me sound all that great.
Okay.
Because a while back, I was thinking about, if the Aesops were gonna, like, if at least one Aesop was gonna get killed off, who would it be? I put my money on Clover.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And, yeah, I called it.
Well, the fact of the matter is, they set him up with the semblance of good luck. Yeah, no, he was doomed.
Yeah, plus he was super confident in that.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed obvious. So on one hand, I was like, yeah, I called it. But after seeing this scene, I'm just like, am I proud of that?
Because, see, here's the thing about luck. Both bad and good luck. Here's the thing. Bad luck, you can get brief reprieves from. You might, things might stop going terribly every now and then. But when your thing is good luck, and here's the thing, it doesn't matter how much good luck you've got, luck always runs out.
Yeah.
It always runs out. So, if you think that that's going to get you through everything, it's definitely going to mess up at the worst possible moment.
Unless you're someone like Nathan Drake or Master Chief, apparently.
No, even then. But, yeah, there you go, basically.
Yeah. And then Crow starts crying and screams.
Yeah.
Because he finally thought he had a friend that he could trust, and perhaps even partnering with him could balance out his semblance and whatnot.
Nope.
Yep, nope. Not happening. Though, here's something I gotta give RWBY. Like, just cutting to black on Crow's screen, and then having the credits roll with no score.
Yeah, that's dark.
Yeah, it just really makes the dread, like, sink in all the more. Like, I thought about it, it gave me chills.
Yeah. I also saw this I saw this interesting thing on Twitter, basically, when you think about it. Like Lionheart was a coward, and now Ironwood is being heartless.
Yep, and now
Crow is losing his mind.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's just a big oof.
It really is. And God, I really hope that this doesn't lead to, like, Crow relapsing.
No, it definitely will.
Though here's the thing. I thought about this for, like, the next episode. What if he gets up and reaches for his flask and it looks like he's about to take a drink, but then he looks over at Clover and instead he just, like, tips his flask over and pours it out?
Well, that depends on whether or not he's even carrying the thing. One thing I do know that Crow is going to do, and this is very...
Tyrion.
Other than that, what I meant more in the immediate sense, like in the next episode, is when Clover gets stabbed, his little, like, pin thingy falls off.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Yeah, Crow's definitely going to take that. He's
then-
definitely going to hold on to that, as I don't know, for whatever symbolic reason you can think of. Either way, he's going to hold on to that.
I would like that if he did, actually.
Yep. So, with the finale being what's coming up next, what we have established so far is basically we have Winter and Penny going up against Cinder. Not great odds for them. And we have the rest of we have Team Junior and Oscar, and they're up against Neo. Much better odds for them.
It's gonna get worse for Neo.
And possibly, or maybe it won't. You don't know.
No, because here's the thing. You know that scene where Team RWBY were basically piling up the Aesops?
Yeah.
They were talking about what their next moves are. Weiss says we have to get to the Winter Maiden.
Yeah.
And Yang brings up that Blake and her will search for the others.
Yeah, so basically Blake and Yang are going to end up going in the same direction, probably end up having to also fight Neo. So Neo's probably, like, definitely not in a great spot.
No, she's not, but I have seen people bring up, in theory, all Neo really has to do is just grab the relic and run.
Oh yeah, no, that's her mission objective. She doesn't have to defeat everybody, she just needs to get the thing and leave, but that's still 6 people, and that's not going to be easy to get out of the way of. Especially when everybody is aware of her particular set of abilities. And I guess, on the other hand, then that would mean we would end up with Winter, Penny, Ruby, and Weiss versus Cinder.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So, I've seen a whole bunch of speculation about who the next Winter Maiden is going to be. And, of course, people bring up a thing in Chibi to say, oh, it's going to be Neo.
That's stupid.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. With how everything's set up, it can't be Neo.
No, it's literally impossible.
Unless she somehow ends up in that room and then just so happens to be the last person Freya sees.
I mean, it's not impossible, but it's suitably unlikely.
Yeah, so we have 5 characters who I think are possibilities to be the next one. Cinder, Winter, Penny, Ruby, and Weiss.
Pretty much.
Who is it going to be?
That's the $1,000,000 question that I think they're trying to get people to ask before the episode goes out, because obviously it's going to play a factor in things.
Yeah.
Especially with Cinder just standing in the room with the Winter Maiden just in that tube.
Yeah, so I guess they're going to have to just try and stop her from killing the Winter Maiden before whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, but the stress of the entire situation will probably get to her.
Yeah. I did actually see a post on Tumblr about, like, what if it goes to Penny?
That's something that's definitely possible.
Yeah, it was basically something about, like, because she's talking about all these, like, feelings and whatnot and becoming way more human. So what if she gets the Winter Maiden powers?
I mean, there's a reason why it's very possible.
Yeah, and through that, in a way, becomes a real girl.
Even then, I'm not sure what they could do with Penny after that.
No, yeah, that's true.
Because, like, I mean, at that point, I guess Penny would just have to stick around with the rest of the cast for the rest of the show, wouldn't she?
Yeah, or just stay in Atlas so that way...
So that she could get attacked later when nobody is there to help her.
Okay, yeah, true.
It's like, yeah, she'll just stay behind an Atlas with her crazy powers that a diabolical evil supervillain wants to get their hands on. That's a bad plan.
Also, if you think about it, in a way, this, like, whoever gets this could somewhat show how the rest of the show might play out.
Oh yeah, no, whoever gets these powers by the end of the finale is going to dictate a lot of things going forward.
If it's one of 2 people, but in particular.
Well, yeah, look, here's the thing. If Cinder gets them, she's going to get all of them, and Salem's going to wring out those powers like a damn Go-Gurt tube out of her.
Yeah.
Which, I will not lie, would be pretty great, because Cinder is the worst. But, at the same time, that also means that it doesn't really matter what the hell happens in the next volumes. We know Cinder's going to get all of the powers.
Yeah, and that also means, like, whenever Raven shows up again, we know this time Cinder's going to absolutely whoop her.
But yeah. So, and on top of that, it's either if Cinder gets it, that's that. Honestly, I feel like the only real viable options at this exact moment really are Cinder, Penny, and Weiss.
Although with Weiss, doesn't that mean Winter dying?
Yes, it absolutely does.
I mean, unless like something
happens, then it gets for some reason. It's not impossible. It's unlikely, but it's not impossible. We shall see. But the point is, I don't see it being Ruby, and I also, if Winter does get the powers, she's not gonna keep them.
Probably not. I mean,
she's not gonna keep them.
Yeah, probably.
It's been too foreshadowed, man. And
Yeah, true.
and Winter being done in by her extraordinary sense of duty and blindly following orders. I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
it would fit. I'm not saying I want that to happen. I obviously don't, because that just means Weiss being sad.
Even though it does mean Weiss getting a massive power boost.
See, that's the thing. Do I want Weiss to be even more powerful? Yes. Do I want that to come at the expense of her being miserable? Not as so much. Although, admittedly, if that is exactly what goes down, it's going to be a pissed off Weiss with maiden powers.
Okay, is it weird? Like, I thought of that scene going similar to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Like, when Star-Lord stands up to Ego, saying, "You shouldn't have killed my mum and destroyed my Walkman," and then just, like, flies at him and attacks him. Just picture Weiss as Star-Lord.
She'd basically do the same. And when you consider the fact that, like, yeah, she'd have, like, zero experience with these new powers, but at the same time, she would have Penny and especially Ruby and her cinder-killing powers backing her up. It's not impossible.
Well, so you're telling me if Weiss is in danger, Ruby's not gonna use her silver eyes?
No, she'll figure it out for that one.
Even in her whole, like, adrenaline, someone's in danger thing.
Yeah, no, I mean,
like,
that's when it happens the most often.
Yeah.
And
So-
that's basically it.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of things that could happen in the finale.
Yep. Either way, one thing is safe to assume. It's probably gonna be one of the things we said.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just a matter of which.
And also, I kind of want to bring this up
What?
because I've seen fans complain, like, "Oh, why did the Aesops get beat by Team RWBY?"
Teamwork, friendship, science.
But also, I've seen it brought up what the Aesops are based on.
Oh yeah, you did want to talk about that.
Yeah, they're based off of various stories where there's a lesson learned by the end, which they have not learned, which is what leads to their downfalls. Clover is inspired by The Lucky Fisherman, which is a tale about a fisherman who does not catch any fish. So he packs up his stuff and leaves, and just as he does, a fish jumps out of the water and lands in his boat.
Yeah.
And the moral of the story is, because he was patient, like, he was rewarded. And what led to Crow's downfall? He was impatient. Oh, Clover, sorry.
You said Crow.
Oh, sorry. Anyway.
Bit different. But
So-
anyway, yeah, he was impatient.
Yeah. Clover was impatient and wanted to arrest Crow, like, right away instead of waiting, which got Tyrion free, and then the fight, and Tyrion went stabby stab.
Yeah, had Clover decided, hey, maybe we can do this later, Tyrion wouldn't have escaped.
Yep.
And none of that would have ever happened.
Harriet is inspired by, well, I had a feeling this was the case, the hare and the tortoise.
Other way around, but yes.
Tortoise and the hare, whatever. It's all about a hare challenging a tortoise to a race, and because the hare is super overconfident, he takes a nap, and as a result, the tortoise wins. Due to the hare's overconfidence, which is exactly what Harriet was in constantly trying to specifically fight RWBY, like, the one of the lot who had a semblance similar to hers.
Mm-hmm.
And her overconfidence in the rest of the Aesop's abilities,
Yep.
as well as her own, and faceplant in a ice wall by Weiss.
And it was great. Very good.
That was. Elm and Vine are actually inspired by a tale called The Elm and the Vine.
Probably the least subtle naming inspiration, but there you go.
It's basically something to do with them, like, being more supportive to each other. I think there's a bit more to it, though. But anyway, the point is, they didn't really support each other as much as Blake and Yang do.
Yeah.
And knowing this, it makes me kind of like that fight all the more.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the whole Yin and Yang thing.
Mm.
So there's that. Then there's Marrow. who's inspired by the dog in the reflection.
He's inspired by dog.
Yeah. Well, everything about him is, I'm a dog.
Yep.
So basically in this story, a dog with a bone looks down on some water to see its reflection, or as it sees it, another dog with a bone.
Yeah.
And the dog decides, hey, I want the bone that other dog has as well as mine. So he tries to steal it, but as a result, because of it's his reflection, he drops the bone he has to try and take the reflection, but his bone just falls into the water and sinks, and he loses it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about poor judgment calls,
Yeah.
which is pretty much all that Marrow is.
Pretty much.
Because if you really think about it, before the fight even started, he could have ended it if he really wanted to.
He coulda, but he didn't.
Yeah, before Team Ruby did anything, he could have gone, stay!
And they would have not been able to move. And there you go.
Yeah, and before anyone says he can only do it on one at a time...
Which is what I think, and I don't see any evidence to support the others, but go ahead.
It was when Tyrion killed a whole bunch of people.
Well, I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, I see no reason to think you're lying.
So yeah, he didn't do that, and he was making a whole bunch of bad judgment calls, and Vice was able to defeat him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the moral is, the Aesops lost because they never learned the lessons of,
of the Aesops.
Yeah, exactly.
The Aesops didn't learn from their Aesops.
Well, so it was kind of set up way earlier. The Aesops, they don't see each other as friends.
Nope.
And whereas Team Ruby do, you kind of assume, okay, so if they fight, Team Ruby's going to win because they have a way stronger bond.
Friendship.
Yeah.
Friendship.
Okay, is it corny? Yes. But was the fight awesome? Even more yes.
See, there you go. See, it's all about balance.
Yeah.
As all things should be. Anyway. I guess that's pretty much everything there is to say about things until the finale comes out.
Yep, and, I'm still a little worried.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Because, I mean, who knows what the hell can happen?
I mean, I'm pretty sure one of the hypotheticals that we gave is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, with Blake and Yang on their way to Neo, the Neo versus Yang rematch, could be a thing.
Kind of marred by the 5 other people helping.
Well, yeah.
But we shall see. We shall see.
I have seen some people say, okay, what if... Actually, no, there was some thing that someone behind the scenes said at one point. Apparently Neo's gonna do something that's gonna make everyone hate her.
Yeah, but we were also supposed to get Nora backstory.
Which wasn't a thing. Yang was supposed to go through some self-discovery.
Didn't happen.
I did not see that at all.
Which means never trust anything anyone ever says about anything. Because they're either lying or misunderstanding things.
Just take it with a grain of salt, basically.
Pretty much.
I did see some speculation as to what Neo could do, though. One of them... Oof, it would bring up a lot of emotions.
Well, we shall see when it takes place.
What if Jean is trying to attack, and then she uses a semblance to make herself look like Pyrrha?
That would be messed up.
Exactly.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Why'd you make me... I didn't even consider that. Why'd you do that? Why would you do that?
Thing is,
May confirmed awful person.
The thing is, in Volume 5, I remember thinking, oh crap, Emerald could do something like that.
Yeah, but Emerald is stupid.
Because when she was casting illusions on Yang and making her see Raven, I was just thinking to myself, don't you dare do it.
Well, she didn't.
Don't you dare make her see Adam. Because at the time, who knows what would have happened.
We may never know.
Yeah, but she didn't.
Well, there's still a chance. And we shall see.
Mm.
And the next one. I guess we're pretty much done here.
Speaking of Emerald, like, there was that end credit scene for Volume 6 with Hazel, Emerald, and Mercury.
Yeah.
They've not shown up once this whole volume.
No, they have not. And it seems unlikely that they'll show up at any point in the finale. So,
I mean...
this is just a season without them.
I mean, if they show up at all, it'd just be the end credit scene.
Yeah.
So...
We shall see, as I keep saying constantly.
Sorry, apparently I'm trying to prolong this.
Yeah, apparently. Sheesh. We got nothing else to say, my dude. We just gotta wait.
Yeah.
And
Now we play the waiting game.
that's the end of the episode. Goodbye.
The waiting game sucks. Let's play Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Never. Bye.
Bye.